Want to learn how to launch an EC2 instance in AWS? Hi, I'm Justin Dennison, and this is a quick bite from ITProTV. All right, so step one, got to have an AWS account. Now, I've already logged into the AWS Management Console, and from here, we can now launch our EC2 instance. And we could come to services and look for all of these, and EC2 is pretty easy to find, but I find it easier just to type. So I'm going to type EC2 and click, and boom, we're going to move over to the EC2 dashboard. Now, this has changed recently, so if you're just seeing this, welcome to the new interface. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and click on Launch Instance, and that's going to start us in this wizard to launch our instance. Our first decision to make is what operating system or machine image am I going to use? I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and something that has changed recently is, do I want to use x86 or ARM architectures? I'm going to go x86, and I'm going to use Amazon Linux 2 AMI. I'm going to go ahead and select, and at this point, I need to pick my instance size. This instance size is going to dictate CPU, memory, and default storage, as well as network performance. I'm just going to stay with a T2 micro. You could jump up, and then I'm going to hit Configure Instance Details. This is where things start to become more important as far as decision making. I'm only going to get one. I don't want any spot instances. We're going to leave that alone. But there is a few things that we need to make sure is set. I need to select a VPC. I'm going to use the default VPC, which everybody should have upon creation of your AWS account. I don't care about subnet, but I do want a public IP if I want to get to it. If I do not want it, I would need to disable that. At that point, we can leave that alone if we just want a standard virtual machine running in AWS. We can hit Next, Add Storage. We're going to get default root storage. If I wanted to add a new volume, I could add a new volume. I'm not going to. And we could also tag it for organization purposes, where I could say, hey, this is for this project, or hey, this is for this billing account. I'm going to hit Next, but really, we need to stop here, right? I glazed over those other two. I need to look at security groups. If I want to access the machine using SSH, or if you're using a Windows instance using RDP, I need to make sure that my security groups allow connections through there. By default, it's going to create a new security group, give it a funny name, and add port 22 traffic being allowed. I'm going to stay with that. If you need to add more, click on Add Rule. Everything's good to go. I'm going to review and launch. Everything looks good. I'm going to hit Launch, and I'm going to choose a key pair. This is for SSH. Actually, I'm going to create a new key pair and say sample key pair. I have to download that key pair before I can launch the instance. So make sure you have that. That's the only way you can get in. You can't get this again. You would have to create a new one, create a new instance, and I'm going to click Launch Instance. And well, there were a few decisions to make along the way, but it is that easy to get a virtual machine up and running, or many virtual machines up and running in AWS. Now, if you want to learn more about AWS, whether it be EC2, databases, or the sort, head on over to ITPro.tv. I'm Justin Dennison, and this has been an ITProTV QuickByte.